Good morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever it is where you are. Something I've been thinking about lately. It's the sunk cost fallacy. What is that, you might ask? It's the fallacy of valuing something by how much effort you put into it, rather than what you can get out of it. There are times when you should cut your losses. For example, back in the 90s, there was a PBS documentary called Hoop Dreams. It centered around the lives of two kids from Chicago whose lives revolved around basketball and developing their skills at that game in anticipation of playing in the NBA when they got older. They didn't make it. All their effort into improving their skills at that game were sunk cost. It becomes a fallacy, and it was to some extent in that case, when you keep putting effort into something like that, even when it becomes obvious you'll get nothing from it. Now that's one example. An example from my own life. I failed in college when I was 19. I should have realized right then that's who I was. A failure and a loser, and stuck with doing manual labor for the rest of my life. I did that for a while. I got a decent job as a night stockman at the local Kroger. Made enough money for an apartment. I was doing okay. Then I self-destructed and decided to go back to school. And I quit my job to complete my degree in my mid-30s. Way past the age where it was possible to start a career. When I did that, I lost everything. I lost my 401k, my income. Sure, I completed my physics degree for all the good it did me, which is none at all. I would have been far better off if I had just stayed at the Kroger in Lawrenceville, Georgia, stocking shelves until I'm 65. Now, through a series of unfortunate events, I am now in Cambodia, sitting in a motel room, recording this with a substandard webcam because that's all I can afford. And in a couple of days, I will no longer be able to afford the hotel room, and I will be homeless in a country where I know about 20 words of the language. This is no one's fault but my own. I have done many stupid things, often because of the sunk cost fallacy, throwing money into investments that I knew would never bring any returns, or when it should have become obvious they would never bring me any returns, because I had already put so much into it. Oftentimes in life, you just cut your losses and go on. It's often not worth it to hang in there and persevere. For you will only bring yourself to hell. That's the opposite of what you've been taught by any number of self-help gurus, either in person or online. But that is the way it is. Sometimes you just need to stop before you take any more losses. Well, that's all I have to say, and I hope you have a life better than mine. Thank you for listening.